This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or exclusive Patreon only gameplays, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. Purphoros Bronze Blooded versus Golos Tireless Pilgrim. And I would not even contemplate keeping that hand, but I reckon Golos is going to go crazy in the first few turns, so we'll have to try and windmill slam our Purphoros, and we are on the play, so let's go for a mounting first of all. And there we are, turn 1 Soul Ring, exactly how it usually goes with Golos, into a Candelabra. And there's Imperial Recruiter for us, let's just drop a mountain into Grim Monolith. Imperial Recruiter can get us into Kiki Jiki. If we manage to get another combo piece, then we can go infinite with the World Gorger. Still no colours from our opponent, luckily, apart from the green, of course. So let's drop Cavern of Souls, we'll name God. And then we can go in for our Commander. And then Faithless Looting was actually a really good draw there, so let's go for that as well. Coercive Portal I quite like, but we can refill our hand nicely with... Yeah, let's actually get rid of 2 lands there. I don't like getting rid of the 2 lands, but we can always sneak attack in the Sandstone Oracle and try and draw some cards, although it looks as though our opponent's just vomiting his hand onto the board. And we get into another land anyway, so that's good. Doesn't seem as though they've got much of anything. There's a blue tint to this land, and it always throws me off, makes me think it's an island. So, do we go for... I think we can take advantage of the fact that our opponent's on a go slow, and we'll get out the Coercive Portal. And still not getting into the land they need, so... they're just looking to cast their Golos at this point, I imagine. Force the draw with the Coercive Portal and draw 2 cards. Alright, and we get into more fast mana of our own. So, let's go for Imperial Recruiter. And I dare say our opponent isn't going to give us a copy of Imperial Recruiter. We'll grab Kiki Jiki with this. And then we can sneak attack in the Sandstone Oracle. And that will draw us 4 cards. Because our opponent has 6 in hand, we've got 2. So the difference is obviously 4. Okay, and there's a combo. Right, so I just need to make sure that we do it all correctly. And we actually need the mana to do it as well. We might have to take a turn off and hardcast Kiki Jiki. Sacrifice the Oracle at the end of the turn. We need 9 mana in total to sneak attack everything out. Okay, another one against the same opponent. We have a couple of combo pieces in hand. I'm just thinking of this as a Kiki Jiki. And we can also Skull Clamp that as well. Yeah, let's keep that. It's a slower hand, and I'm just going to hope that my opponent doesn't get into a turn 1 Soul Ring again. Do we want to... I'm going to run out the Skull Clamp now. If they've got Artifact Removal, I'd rather it didn't go on that Warm Power Stone or Extra Planar Lens. Minamo from our opponent. We cannot do anything on turn 2, which feels pretty bad, but let's just run that out and pass. Now a Trevor's Ruins. You have to sacrifice a non-lair when that comes in. And then it is, you may put a land card from hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, okay. Not too worried about that. Let's go in for... We can go Warm Power Stone next turn. No, we can go this turn. Warm Power Stone. And then if we don't get into an untapped land, I think I'm going Valakut into Imperial Recruiter. Or maybe we'll go for our Commander into Valakut. Now activating that creature, and they get a Gaia's Cradle, which will tap for a mana. followed by Courser of Kruphix. They have another land on top which they can play next turn, assuming they don't have one in hand already. Just going to go for our commander here over the Gauntlet of Power, because I think we need to outrace our opponent in this game. And currently I'm hoping for another land next turn, because it would be nice to go Imperial Recruiter and Goblin Settler and get rid of this Gaia's Cradle. Our opponent's now got a Questing Beast in play, which will beat us up in no time. And good, they played the Gaia's Cradle again. I was worried they bounced that back to hand with the Gruul Turf. I was worried we weren't going to be able to blow that up. There's another combo piece with Bearer of the Heavens. Yeah, I think we have to go for the Goblin Settler here. And then if we're still struggling next turn, we can clamp it. Let's get rid of that Gaia's Cradle. Oh, and then a Prophet of Kruphix on top as well, yeah. Not looking too good for us. I dare say Golos is coming down now. Nope, it is Vivian Reed, destroying our Warm Power Stone. So we might have to rely on Bearer of the Heavens now. So if we're going to do that, why don't we think about... We'll keep our Purphoros. Yeah, I think we might have to do that. We can go 1, 2, 3 extra planar lens, then we'll have 4 mana held up. And we can go Imperial Recruiter into a Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, let's just try that before we go for Bearer of the Heavens. I don't really want to end the game like that, to be honest. That assumes our opponent would scoop, which I don't know if they would or not. So now our mountains tap for 2 mana apiece. We'll go Imperial Recruiter. And I'm not going to clamp the Recruiter straight away because it is a good thing to go for. With Kiki-Jiki, we can make a copy of the Recruiter itself and use it as a type of card draw. We can also use Kiki-Jiki on the Goblin Settler. Yeah, I am actually going to risk... Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Kiki onto Goblin Settler here. And just hope that we actually manage to keep that thing in play. Okay, Sandstone Oracle. Our opponent doesn't have too many cards in hand, so we're actually outdrawing them here. Getting a Nykthos out with another land on top. They've got a lot of devotion to green here. Seems to be a mono-green Golos deck. And there is Prophet of Kruphix. Going to untap all their stuff and into Golos as well. Yeah, I think it might be time for Bearer of the Heavens. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 mana next turn. Then going for another bounce land. Then Elixir of Immortality with a Ramunap on top. Yeah, might actually be worth waiting for them to cast Ramunap, because if they can get that out fairly quickly after we blow up the board, they'll be able to just play lands every turn. Goblin Settler, nope, we're not going for that. We go down to 12. We'll see what we draw into here, and that'll help us make our... Oof. Well then. Well, that changes things. Do we have the mana to do it is the question. Straight off the top, we get into a combo. Let's go for a mountain here. Then we've got 2, 4, 6, and 8. I think we do have enough. Well, let's attempt it first of all. We'll get down Kiki-Jiki hardcast. Okay, throwing out Atat-Yova in response. That animates our Purphoros. Let's go for a sneak attack with Purphoros. Throw out the World Gorger Dragon. With that on the stack, we go for a copy of World Gorger Dragon. And in response, our opponent floats a bunch of mana. They gain 5 life and shuffle with the Elixir. And I'm just going to change the zones on Purphoros to make sure it gets exiled with the dragon. So now the copy comes out. That will resolve first. And then the original will resolve, exiling the token. The token triggers and brings back all of our stuff, and then we just do it again. Let's go World Gorger Dragon on the stack first, so that it resolves last. And then we'll get rid of the Nykthos. And then his extra planar lens. Yes, it's a May ability. I think I've looked at that before. Yeah, our opponent has worked it out now, clearly. We're just going to go always no and always yield to extra planar lens, because that will ask us every single time. Goblin Settler comes in and takes out our opponent's Nykthos. Then we go for exactly the same thing again that we tried to assemble last game with World Gorger Dragon. So what we do is we go Kiki-Jiki onto World Gorger before this ETB resolves. Its ETB is when it enters the battlefield, exile all your other permanents. So of course we bring in a token copy of that with Kiki-Jiki. The token trigger will resolve first, exiling all this stuff. Then the original will resolve, exiling the token. The token copy then triggers again with the second ability. When it leaves the battlefield, return all of your stuff. So when the token leaves, it brings all the original stuff back. The original World Gorger enters and triggers again. In response to it, we go Kiki-Jiki and it goes infinite. We can go infinite with things like Duplicant and Meteor Golem, Goblin Settler, Avalanche Riders. Inferno Titan will deal infinite damage to our opponents. There's a few things we can do. We also could have gone Bearer of the Heavens there and destroyed all of our opponent's permanents. What that would entail is some very tricky stack manipulation, in which we have Bearer of the Heavens die, and then we get rid of all of our stuff with a World Gorger Dragon coming in, and then the Bearer of the Heavens gets rid of the token copy, bringing all of our stuff back, but blowing up all of our opponent's things. Anyway, there's a few tricksy combos in this deck, and I'm glad I got to show you this one. Just a case of wrapping your head around the order in which you put things on the stack. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed seeing this Purphoros combo play. If you did, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.